Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. For those of you who are new, my name is Melissa. Today we're going to be getting ready, doing a full glam, something that I don't do usually at all really. So I thought it would be fun to do like a full glam, full coverage foundation. I know that's not me, but I want to play with this makeup that I've had that I don't think I've really used in front of camera, so I kind of wanted to do this with you guys. So if you guys haven't subscribed to my channel, please subscribe, and let's just get glam. Okay, so I am going to start off. I already have a cleansed face, moisturized. I'm going to do this Essence Prime Studio spray, hydrating spray. This I have used before. This is like probably my second bottle. I do love this stuff, but I kind of felt like I'm gonna need some hydration because a lot of the things we're gonna be doing today are full coverage, and you know, my dry skin doesn't really like matte full coverage stuff, so you know. Okay, so I think we're gonna start with the eyes, but first I'm gonna do another primer, and I'm actually gonna do two. I'm going to use the Lorac Pro Skin, this one right here. I have tried it before. It's not my favorite. It says glass skin primer, and I feel like what it does is more of a pore filling thing to my skin than anything that looks kind of glass skin. So I kind of want to keep using it. We're going to use it for the pore filling part. And then I'm going to use the Revlon. This is the Photo Ready Rose Glow Hydrating Illuminating Primer. So we're going to give this a try. This is new to me. I recently picked this up. I am in the hunt for a drugstore hydrating primer because it is hard to find. Honestly, I have tried so many and I don't feel like I have found one that I am truly obsessed with compared to my, you know, higher end. I'm completely obsessed, completely in love with the primerizer from Smashbox. I'm using the crystallized primerizer from them. It's not the best. It's not the same thing as their original, but I kind of want to use that one up before I go ahead and buy and repurchase the original one. So that's why I still haven't gotten it, but it is hands down my favorite primer of everything, because like I said, I can't find a drugstore option for hydrating primer. So I'm gonna take that. Excuse me. Wow. Off the bat, this dropper situation on that Revlon, it's not the best. So, okay, okie dokie. Can you see those little pearls right there? That one right there, the one right in between. What the fudge? I don't like that. Okay, so not liking that primer. That was not the best, you know, application dropper tool situation. I mean, my face has a illuminating look to it, but I didn't like that. You know what, I can see them. I just didn't think that it was gonna come out on the dropper, and not only that, they didn't even like burst or anything. So you can see the little beads in there. You see those beads? Yeah, I don't know what the point of that is. I don't like that. No, thank you. Okay, moving on. We're gonna do the Lorac one. really quickly before we move on to the eyes. The dropper situation is much better on this one. Yeah, this one, it feels silicone-y. So if you're not into silicone feeling primers, I mean, honestly, I feel like if it's pore filling, it has to be silicone based, but I don't know how I feel about this one. I'm telling you guys, I'm still trying to figure it out. But yeah, we'll let this, you know, stay on the skin, see how it does. I feel like I used a little bit too much, to be honest with you. I think I used way too much of that Glass Skin primer. So we're just gonna see how, let this sink in, and then we'll do the foundation afterwards. We're gonna do our eyes first anyways. So let's move on to the eyes. Let me zoom you guys in. I am gonna come back with the eyebrows done, I think, so save a little bit of time. Okay, so I'm back. Eyebrows are done. I used the Charlotte Tilbury. This is the Legendary Brows. I personally, can it focus? There you go. Legendary Brows. I personally don't like this product. I don't like it at all. It's too messy for my liking. I prefer my e.l.f. one much more to this one right here. So, not the best. So for eyeshadow today, I'm going to use this little Natasha Denona. This is the mini Lila palette. So I just felt like I need to do a look using just one little palette, using all the colors, as many colors as I can. So, and again, I wanted to do a little bit more glam look today, so I thought that these, you know, more intense purpley tones would look good. So we're just going to go on and do our eyes. I don't know what I'm going to do, but I think I have an idea. So I am going to go with this first shade right here. I'm going to take that with a fluffy brush. This is a Morphe M535 brush, and I'm just going to use that on the crease to warm up the crease so we have a good transition. So I'm going to take this crease brush right here. This is a Wet n Wild brush, and I'm going to take this purple shade right here and work that onto the crease a little bit more precise. So going back with that first shade and that first brush we used, I'm just going to blend that out a little bit more. I'm going to take this Sonia Kashuk brush, it doesn't say what number it is, but this nice crease brush right here, and I'm going to take this shade right here, like this burgundy shade, and I'm really going to concentrate it on the outer corner only. Okay, so I know it looks a little messy right now. So I took a flat shader brush, and I used that same burgundy shade right there and kind of went around the lash line just a little bit and then up into the crease, and I patted this color just so it could be a little bit more packed on and more vibrant. So now I'm going to take the blue shade, this one right here, get a little bit, there you go, a little bit better lighting right there. So I'm going to use that. I'm going to use my fingers again for shimmer shadows. I like to use my fingers, especially if it's going to go on the eyelid. I feel like it just is more intense, so I'm just going to take that with my finger. Such a pretty color, look at that. And I'm going to apply it to the lid. Wow, look at that. The base of it is like a red base for this blue. Wow, because it stained my finger red. Okay, so that's how it's looking so far. I am going to take this shade right here and I'm going to apply that on the inner tear duct of the eye. And I like to blend it into the crease and into that lid shade. So that is what it's looking so far. We obviously have to finish the bottom lash line. But yeah, basically I used all the shades in this palette. And I think it's a really pretty, very glam, smoky look, but yet bright. So it's like a smoky bright look. I really like it so far. So let's finish the rest of the face and then we'll come back to the eyes. Okay, so for foundation, I am going to use the Anastasia, the Luminous foundation. I haven't used this one in a very long time, so that's why I kind of wanted to bring it out. Also, this is full coverage, at least to me, it is full coverage. So since we're doing all this heavy makeup, I mean, honestly, I could do this heavy makeup and then do a light to medium foundation and I would be okay with it. Like, again, I don't tend to want to cover everything in my face. Like, I'm okay with some redness peeking through with some of my, you know, acne marks or, you know, these things that just won't go away. It's just redness, honestly. And I sometimes can't cover it up with a light to medium foundation, and I'm okay with that. Like, I don't like to, again, cover everything up, but I kind of want to play with foundation that I have that I just haven't used in a long time, because I mean, it happens. You forget about foundations that you have, palettes that you have, everything, makeup, you forget that you have it, because when you're constantly buying it or buying new products and stuff, it kind of gets, whatever you have kind of gets pulled down and down and down, unless it's a product that you didn't like, that you bought, you didn't like it, you returned it, whatever. And there's certain items that I know stick to me that I fully love, that keep being on top of my, you know, most used products. So this one wasn't an item that it was like, oh my god, it has to be on top, again, because of the full coverage. I'm not a full coverage person, but we're gonna do it for today. So I am in the shade 270C. We're gonna see if it works, because it's been a long time since I've used this foundation. So we're just gonna do a pump for now. And again, my sponge is from Wet n Wild, but I am going to dot it onto my skin first. I do have some fallout from the eyeshadow, but that's fine. We can fix it with concealer. Okay, this is looking a little, just a tad darker than my natural skin tone, but we'll blend it down. So, I mean, you could tell it's a little bit deeper, but you know, we'll work with it. I'm a type of person, personally, that I'd rather have my foundation look a little bit darker, like a shade or two darker. A shade. 2 might be a little too much, but yeah, then light. Like I can't do a lighter, you know, looking foundation, like looking white, no. I'm hoping that the lighting is good. I know it keeps changing because of the natural light. I'm using natural light with a little bit of a ring light, but you know, it's gonna change. So anyways, let me zoom you guys in. This is what the foundation is looking like on my skin. I could cover a little bit more right here, but I'm not going to. This to me is for me, again, for me. This is a full coverage foundation, so. But this is as much as we're gonna build it. Without foundation, with foundation. Okay, so I'm gonna finish the rest of the face. I used one pump for this side. I'm gonna use the same amount on this side, so another pump. So there is the foundation. So on this side, you can still see the luminosity from the luminous part of the foundation. So not too bad. It doesn't feel matte. It does look a little bit more or a little less dewy than my other foundations that I honestly love, but it doesn't feel drying. It doesn't feel matte at all. So not bad for now. For concealer, I have two different concealers, and we're gonna see how these work. I might have to mix them. I have the Revolution XX concealer. This is new. And then the Staysurance concealer from JCat Beauty. So I'm going to use these. This one's a little bit lighter, and then this one's a little bit more maybe my skin tone. So I have the color Soft Tan on the JCat Beauty one, and CX 5.7 with the Revolution one. So I'm gonna go with this soft tan first and just put it down as base. Maybe I can cover a little bit more around my nose, right here around my mouth, and then I'll use this one more for really highlighting if I want to, like probably the under eye area. Wow. Do I want to highlight? Do I want to brighten it up a little bit? I don't know. This looks really, wow, that looks really good. Wow, why haven't I been using this one? Why haven't I tried it? I've had it in my collection for a while, guys. I have had it sitting in there for a while, and I haven't really, oh my God. Why? It still looks luminous. Can you see that? Still looks luminous underneath my under eye, which I love. I hate having a powdery under eye. We are going to use powder today though, but you know, this, wow, I love it so far. Wow. So honestly, the coverage of this concealer, it is, wow, I really am liking it. It has a really full coverage situation for, you know, under eyes, because I do have, I feel like I have kind of dark circles, and that really helped a lot. But I am going to go with this one just to highlight a little bit, brighten it up a little bit more. So just, and that was a lot actually. And I do like to bring my brightening just a little bit there, and I feel like this was a little too much, but we're gonna try to blend it and make it work. Wow, that looks so good. Oh my gosh. So I don't usually brighten up and highlight a lot, but I do have a lot of access. I did use a lot of concealer. For me, it is a lot, so I'm gonna put some on my chin bridge of my nose. I don't like putting a lot of stuff on my nose. And then whatever's left, I'll use it on the middle right here on my forehead. Okay guys, so I'm gonna zoom you guys in so you guys can see how my under eye is looking. So as you guys can see, it is very full coverage. You can still see the luminosity. I mean, yes, I'm already creasing because, again, when a concealer is too luminous, it will, or hydrating, it will tend to crease. So I will powder today, but I personally don't care for powdering, but we will for today. But the coverage of these two concealers, wow, I need to use these more often, seriously, because look at that. I know, guys, I had 2 piercings on my nose. That's why it looks the way it looks. Okay, sorry. Okay, so moving on to the rest of the face. Just let me blend a little bit there. So moving on to the rest of the face, I am going to do a cream bronzer just because I haven't used this so often. The reason is it's not my favorite, but we're going to use it for today, and it is the Huda Beauty, the Tantour Contour Cream Bronzer, and I have the shade Light. So I'm going to use this to warm up the face, and then I do have a powder bronzer we're going to use. I am going to go in with a smaller brush for my nose, of course. Oh my god, almost fell. So again, this one is just not my favorite cream bronzer, but we need to use it up. For powder bronzer to set that cream, I'm going to go in with the Charlotte Tilbury. This is the airbrush bronzer. I have the shade 3. This is huge. It does look really deep, but I have used this before, and let me tell you, it's not as intense as it looks. Like, you can build it up, which is what I love about it. And my favorite powder, like setting powder, which again, it's weird that I like powders, is her airbrush powder. I have the shade 2, I believe. I might have shade 2, and I've hit pan on that one. I really do love that. So when she came out with a bronzer with the same formula as that powder, I had to try it. And yes, I love that it's buildable, so you can't just go in ham right away, which great, because some people can tend to go ham with bronzer. I tend to do that. I just love bronzer, period. But yeah, this, I thought it was gonna be too dark when I got it in the mail. I was like, I don't know, but I can make it work. So I'm gonna take my Morphe stippling brush. This is the Morphe M406, and it doesn't have fallout, guys, which I'm like, why? But it doesn't have fallout, so I'm just going to use that in the same areas that I cream contoured, cream bronzed, and just set it in place. And don't forget the nose as well. So I kind of feel like I fixed the lighting situation, but it basically took me almost the whole video to figure that out. So I'm sorry about that. So yeah. For blush, I've used before, but I haven't used it often. I don't know why. I just have other favorite blushes. So for blush, I'm using the Patrick Ta in She's Adorable. So it's this nice like warm terracotta color. I think that's how it's described, a rosy terracotta shade. I think that's how it's described in the website. So we're going to use this one. I'm going to take a Wet n Wild. This is like a stippling brush as well. And I'm going to take that and then just lightly put it onto the cheeks. I'm kind of staying right here. I'm not going all the way in here. Staying right back here and bringing it back. And then whatever's left on the brush, lightly go onto the apples. So we don't want too much blush right here because I have rounder cheeks. That's not the look we go for because it makes my face look even rounder. As you can see, super round face. For highlights, I haven't used this one on camera, and correct me if I'm wrong, but this is the Milk Makeup, the Flex highlighter in Iced. It's this pretty goldeny, very like light golden shade. I've used, oh my god, come on, get it together. Why are you not? Okay, right back here maybe. I've used gold highlighters that are a little bit more yellow gold. This one's not as yellow, so I haven't used this often either. So we're gonna go in here using this highlighting brush from Sonia Kashuk, and we're going to apply it to cheekbones. This highlight I do like to bring onto the apples. I just find it flattering. That's a really pretty highlight. It's really, really pretty. And then of course the nose, tip of the nose, Cupid's bow, and then the bridge of the nose. Kind of like taking it right in the, right there. So now to finish up the eyes, I kind of feel, since the eyelid shade is like a blue, I feel like using a blue liner. I think we're gonna go for it. So this is the CoverGirl Perfect Point Plus in the shade Bold Cobalt, and I think this is gonna look good. We're gonna give it a go. If it doesn't, then it doesn't, and we already did this. So I'm gonna do this on my waterline. Okay, so now that we have that, I'm going to run the purple shade underneath the lash line and smoke it out. Okay, so for the powder that we're going to use today, I'm just going to use a brightening powder for underneath the eyes, and I'm going to use the KKW brightening powder in the 3, which is like a yellowy shade, and I'm just going to apply that to the under eye area and brighten that area up a little bit more. Now for mascara, I'm going to use this one from Tarte. This is the Gifted mascara. I haven't used this one in a while. Now, it used to be my favorite way back in the day, and that's why I repurchased it when I decided to remove my lash extensions. I don't like it as much as I did before, but I have it. I want to try it again, see if maybe it's, I don't know. I'm trying to like seriously go through these products and really see if I really just don't like them, they don't work for me, or it was just that one time I didn't do it right, or you know, it just wasn't working with me that time. So that's why I'm going to use this again, and I'm just going to curl my lashes. This is a Tarte lash curler, so I'm just going to do this really quickly. Okay, so that is the eyes, the eyelashes. I applied mascara. For lips, I haven't used this one. This is the Charlotte Tilbury lip pencil in the shade Pillow Talk. Now, I know that it's everybody's favorite. For me not using it, oh, I think I applied this on my mom, that's why. Okay, let me go sharpen this up really quickly. So I know that this is one of everybody's like favorite lipstick, or not, lip liners, sorry. I feel like it pulls too pink for me, for my liking. I like a little bit more of a brownie nude or a peachy nude. And honestly, the formula is not my favorite. I feel like the KKW Beauty lip liners are so much better. So are the ColourPops. They're more creamy. This one's a little bit more like it tugs on the skin, and the other ones that I have just glide in so easily, and yet they don't, you know, like bleed or anything like that. They don't feather out. So not the best formula for myself personally. Now for lips, I think I'm going to add 3 different lip situations. So I'm going to go in with the Wet n Wild. This is the color Bare It All. So it's this lipstick right here. It's a really pretty lipstick, but again, it's a little bit, I feel, pinky. It's a little bit more pink than I prefer. It's still a really pretty color. This is honestly one of my favorite colors. But it is very matte. So I'm going to add the Nars. This is from the Audacious line, and blue. And I'm going to add that to the center. This is more of a peachy shade, and then I'm just going to blend it with my finger. So there we go. And then on top of this, maybe to tone it down how bright it looks, it's really pretty though. It's a really pretty color. I'm going to use the Lifter Gloss from Maybelline. This one is in the shade Stone. I have been using these Lifter glosses so much. I have 3 different shades and I love them so much. Just like that. So to set this whole face, I'm going to use the Milani Make It Last, but this is the Fruity Fetish line, and I have the Kiwi Watermelon, and I want to try it, and it says Make It Last, so we're gonna make this makeup last. So this is the finished look using the products for today. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please give this video a big thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. I am also vlogging, guys. So my life ain't that amazing. It's not that interesting, but I love watching vlogs. So I don't know. I kind of got in the mood of vlogging. My husband bought me a vlogging camera. So yeah, I've been vlogging. So I do upload some vlogs here and there. I hope you guys subscribe to my channel. Follow my social medias, my Instagram, my Twitter, my Facebook. You guys will always see me, especially on Instagram. That's just like where I'm most active. So yes, I hope you guys enjoyed this glam blue purpley smoky eye, and yeah, I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.